Yeah, gummit. I regret buying my high-end $5,000 kayak. And I didn't just buy one of them, I bought 3. In this video, we're gonna talk about why I just don't understand why people buy these kayaks. Coming from someone who owns them. I own 4 kayaks and about 6 small boats, so I know a thing or two about small fishing vessels. But after owning all of the small boats, I just don't understand why people pay what they pay for these kayaks. Like I said, I'm one of them. And this isn't a case of you just got the wrong kayak, bro. This is my dream kayak. This is the kayak I always wanted. I did all the research. I've tried other kayaks. I've watched all the videos. This is the one for me, and I do love it. I absolutely love this kayak. I mean, look, it's on spot lock right now. This thing is an absolute machine. So let me give you a quick tour and overview of my high-end kayak. And then we'll compare it to one of my boats that has all of the same features for almost half the cost. And it's a boat. Okay, first of all, this is the Old Town Sportsman Autopilot 120 with the iPilot remote. So of course we've had it on spot lock, but you can drive this thing all you want. It has 20 speed settings. It goes about 4 miles an hour, and it has north heading, spot lock. It connects to your phone, cruise control, pre-programmed route. So it's a fully self-driving boat. Bring it back here, re-spot lock it, and this is the main selling point. This is why this boat is so amazing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at that. And we'll spot lock it. This is a 12-foot model. They do make a 13, almost 14-foot model for offshore, but I like this one much better, a little bit lighter. We've got a nice paddle with a fish ruler on it. Dry storage right here, which I really appreciate. This seat is unbelievable. This seat is really, really nice. One of the most comfortable seats in any boat, but unfortunately, they do tear quite a bit. I've already had to repair 2 of them out of the 3 kayaks I own, which that kind of sucks. I do have a Garmin 10-inch right here with a GT54 underneath. It does come with a place to mount a transducer that's hidden and it won't get damaged, which is really nice. It has down inside imaging. We've got nav lights up here. We actually have it also connected to an interior lighting kit so that way when it's dark at night, you can still see your pecker. We've got the Railblaza, and of course, I've obviously got live scope on this thing. We've got the deployable rudder. That's where the 100 amp hour lithium battery goes. I've got my Yak, crabby. I've got my Yak Attack box right here with the Yak power system that powers the graphs, the lighting system, the black box for the transducer, and we've got it all kitted out inside with all the electronics. Of course, we've got 6 rod holders attached here, and this thing is a massive tank well, so we've got plenty storage. There's the rudder that you control with your feet, and it's obviously got foot controls, which is really nice because you can say, okay, go 2 miles an hour, drive in a straight line, and you can control it with your feet, so you can steer left and right with your feet while still casting and covering water. That is huge. A lot of high-end kayaks have hand control rudders. I think that's so dumb. Okay, so the boat itself costs $4,500. And that doesn't include a battery. It comes with a battery box, but it doesn't include a battery. So you're gonna spend another $300 on a 100 amp hour lithium battery. And it also doesn't come with a paddle. So you're probably gonna spend another 50 to 100 bucks. So let's say 50 bucks for a nice paddle. All in, before any modifications, we are $4,850 in before taxes and shipping on this kayak. And this isn't even the most expensive one. They just came out with a $5,500 pedal drive. And also, as you can imagine, it takes a lot to manage these kayaks as well, but not only the kayaks, but also my fleet of 9 vessels. And here we've got 3 kayaks, the Light Skiff Air, and that is actually a motorized inflatable kayak, which I really enjoy. But we've got graphs, we've got lithium batteries galore, and as you can see, I'm in a storage unit with no power. I don't have power on the water. I have very limited power in the car, and especially in the truck. I have 1 AC port. Point being is, between the pumps, the batteries, the outboards, the camera gear, and everything else that we need to charge, it's tough to have the power we need. So I am beyond blessed to be partnering with Bluetti as the sponsor of today's video. This is the Bluetti Elite 200 V2. This thing gives me ample power in a place where I otherwise wouldn't have it. So I am beyond thankful. I am beyond stoked for this portable power station. It's a game changer. And also, I still do use it in my apartment because my apartment is maxed out on outlets. So when I am charging different devices inside, this thing is still a lifesaver. And it's portable, fits in the bed of the truck, and I have unlimited power for my entire day filming. The Bluetti V2 is an ultra portable, high capacity electric power bank that allows me to plug in 4 USB ports, an accessory port, and 4 household outlets, providing DC and AC power. You can also plug in a solar kit. Anyway, the Bluetti V2 only weighs 53 pounds, so it's extremely portable and easy to store. It also charges up to 80% in a little over an hour with AC fast charging. It also operates at around 16 decibels, so it's ultra quiet operating, so it doesn't screw up my filming with noise. Unlike that road right there. It's got super power with a 2,073 watt-hour capacity and a 2,600 watt output for all scenarios. Also, it has a power lifting mode, which delivers up to 3,900 watts. And this is actually the industry's highest. Of course, the Bluetti also has a diverse range of power options, including outlets right here. You've got a 20 amp max, 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As, 12 volt, 10 amp. Turn on the display here. Check that out. This thing is so sick. It's also super safe with built-in BMS and multi-layer protection. It also has an app with cool built-in features like low battery warning, full charge notifications, customizable charging modes, and power on memory modes. Anyway, another huge thank you to Bluetti for sponsoring today's video, not only for providing the power I desperately needed, making my life so much easier, but also for keeping this show on the road. It's sponsors like this that help support this channel because, as you guys know, the boating world is expensive. And when you have a fleet of 10 vessels, I think actually technically 13 vessels, and doing the mods and making these videos and charging everything, and it gets crazy and it gets expensive. So companies like these help fund these videos.
And don't miss out on the 59% off deal happening now through Prime Day, July 8th through 11th. It's only $699, which is the lowest price ever.
Okay, so let's talk about my favorite tiny boat build. And it is a plastic Johnboat. So it's another plastic boat. That boat is a 2-person boat, 500 weight capacity, which is the same weight capacity as this. It weighs only 100 pounds dry, which, did I mention, this kayak weighs 156 pounds before your 30-pound battery. So the kayak's way heavier than the Johnboat. And on my $600 plastic Johnboat hull, I have a $1,000 GPS trolling motor, thanks to Autoboat Smart Head. And I have a $1,600 5 horsepower gas outboard, which pushes me around 15 miles an hour. So my Johnboat is lighter. It has the same GPS functions as my Minn Kota, and instead of topping out at 4 miles an hour, it tops out at 15. And that is only $3,500 if you bought everything brand new. If you went without the gas outboard and you only went with the plastic boat and the trolling motor just like this, then you're down to $1,900 versus $4,850. That is a fraction of the cost of this boat. I just don't get it. And the thing with this is you get a $2,000 Minn Kota iPilot, but it only works with these boats. My trolling motor that works on my boat goes on all of my boats. I have about 6 boats. It goes on every single one of them. So does the outboard. So it's transferable from hull to hull. And ever since I built that boat up, I just don't touch these kayaks. Now, the only reason I have 3 of these kayaks is because I own a kayak fishing charter, and people absolutely love them, and they're fun to charter out. If people are piloting their own vessels, I don't have to have a captain's license. But if they were to get on my Johnboat or my 16-foot skiff, I'd have to have a captain's license, right? So this is a workaround, and they get high-end machines, and it's fun. But that's the only reason I ever take these things out, is to get paid. Now I know what you're probably thinking, Grayson, the reason we love kayaks is because we don't have to take up much storage. We don't have to use a trailer. We can throw them in our bed. We can throw them in the top of our car. Well, the truth is you still got to store that thing. It's still a 12.5-foot kayak. And like I said, this kayak, before you add any mods or a battery, which is necessary for it to function, is 156 pounds. You add a battery, you are easily at 180 pounds. My Johnboat weighs 110 pounds. So the whole truck bed argument, the Johnboat is easier to load into the truck bed by 56 pounds. And I personally choose to trailer these kayaks. I have a triple trailer, so it makes sense, but trust me, I've loaded and unloaded this thing out of my truck bed. It is no easier than my Johnboat. And some could say, well, I just like the comfort. Kayaks are more comfortable for me, which I would agree. The kayak is more comfortable than my Johnboat. However, if you want a more comfortable boat, okay, you can get the Pond Prowler for $600. You can get the Pond Prowler 10 for $800. That has really, really comfortable seats. Again, that's a 2-person boat, just as stable. For only $2,500, you could get the Fish Skiff 16, which is the best inflatable fishing boat. It's a full-size 16-foot skiff. It is a 3-person, 2,000 weight capacity. It has a 10 horsepower rating. It is my favorite boat I own, and it's also inflatable. So it is more portable than that kayak and my Johnboat combined. So if price isn't an issue, but portability is, there's still way better options in terms of portability. This kayak is heavier than my Johnboat, over twice as expensive, a fraction of the speed. You can only take 1 person. Yeah, it might be a little bit more comfortable. Okay, fine, install a $100 Millennium seat on it and you've got a seat better than any of the other kayaks. I don't get it. I just don't. Now, I may love my autopilot self-driving GPS kayak, but that doesn't mean it makes a lick of sense. And don't get me wrong, this is one of the best kayaks ever made, if not the best in my opinion. Now, I'm not trying to make you feel bad in any way, shape, or form about spending what you spend on your kayak. It's your money and I don't care. Like I said, I absolutely love this kayak, but I'm also never going to buy a kayak at this price point again. Knowing what is out there, knowing the plethora of lighter, faster, more affordable, more storage, more person capacity options out there, how could I buy this kayak again, man? And they get more expensive than $5 grand.
I also want to make a very clear and distinct point here that I'm not saying kayaks are obsolete. I'm saying these ultra high-end motorized heavy kayaks are a little bit much. Now, I see extreme value in the lightweight pedal drive or even paddle kayaks. I'm not a huge fan of paddling myself, but pedal drives, you don't have batteries, you don't have to worry about registration. It is a much lighter setup, and really it's truly much more portable, as these hulls fully assembled weigh a fraction of what my 180-pound kayak with the battery weighs. So I just want to make that very clear that I do think pedal kayaks make way more sense at this point in the current state of the tiny boat market. And one more thing, since making this video, I actually built this inflatable kayak with an outboard motor that goes 5 miles per hour. You do have to steer with the paddle, but the entire build costs about $2,000. So it's really portable. Whole package is only 40 pounds, fits in a backpack, and it's less than half the cost. So if you do like the motorized kayak route, you can check this video out. I think it drops maybe Friday, depending on what time you're watching this. But I did want to make this option very clear that I do see value in this particular setup because it's ultra portable and only weighs 40 pounds.
We're running full tilt and we are going 3.7 miles an hour, which is not terrible into the wind and current. And it is nice that this kayak drives itself, which, as you can see, it's turning, it's doing its thing, but all my boats do that as well. Oh, there is a fish. That is a fish. That is a fish. Oh, okay. Oh, got him. Got him. Come on, turd. Got that sucker. Anyway, massive thank you to today's sponsor. Huge thanks to them. It's companies like you guys that help keep this expensive show on the road. As always, all of the glory goes to our Father in heaven. Tight lines. Oh, big waves. And God bless.